Hey there, barbers. Welcome to What Keeps You Up at Night podcast live. I'm your host, Kanae Corder, the leading national certified counselor specializing in financial hypnotherapy for stress. We have so much to talk about today. I am doing this live, and I'm doing this live on Google Meet, and it's going to go on the audio version of the podcast. It's also going to go on YouTube. So I invited a bunch of people. I did the vision session earlier today. We have so much to talk about. So I did the vision session. Today is International No Excuse Day. And I was so happy to do the vision session on International No Excuse Day because it's the first and it's Monday. So there are no excuses. You can't say I'll start on the first. It is the first. Can't say I'll start Monday. It is Monday. So let's get started today. Or whenever you're listening to this, understand or watching this, understand that this is for you. This is absolutely for you. So if you ran across this is the first time you're hearing it, let me explain a little bit about who I am, what I do. And then I'm also going to share my slides. And if you're new here, you need to know that I am not a techie. I am an analog girl living in a digital world. And I'm bringing you into my world. Thank you for coming. And in this world, we use a lot of technology, but we're very high touch and we are very in real life. So if you get to meet me here on YouTube or listening to me on Spotify, then do your best to get to me in real life because as animated as I am digitally, I am even bigger in real life, except I'm really small, I'm like 5'2". So if you're here, it's for a reason. You want to expand your vision, right? You saw the title or somebody told you you need to watch this video. It's because you're a barber. You are going around doing your thing, cutting hair, but deep down inside, you know that there's more to life than barbering the way you are doing it now. But I've already said too much. Let me get my technology together. Hold on. Let me make sure that I am pinned just in case people jump in as I am going. All right, we're recording. That's good. You got to check all these things. And right now it's just me. I have two other people on the team, but they're not here today. I'll tell you more about them later, but for now, let's get our screen share going. I believe this is it. It is. It is. Okay. Here we go. Awesome. And welcome to Beyond Barbering. This 15-minute, I'll say, session that I'm going to share with you is going to give you a glimpse into what the vision session is like. I'll tell you what we do in my world, what we do in my world. If you join, if you come, if you connect with me, and then I'll also share with you what a vision session is like. So again, like I said, if you're here, it's probably because you want to go beyond barbering. However, you do not want to leave the barbering industry. You do not want to leave even the shop that you're in. Maybe you might not want to leave or stop doing what you're already doing. You want to keep doing what you're doing, but make more money doing it. You definitely don't want to go back to school and you just want more. You want more. You want more out of life. You want more out of barbering. You want more out of yourself, and you want more out of your clients. And if you don't take anything else away from this, know that when we work together, I am going to teach you how to get more out of your clients. Yes, all of the above. Whatever just popped into your head, all of the above. More money, more time. Like, they're going to be on time. They're going to pay you more money. They're going to give you more respect. They're going to give you more referrals. Like, you're going to get more. They're going to give you less of their stress. And even if they give you your stress, I am going to give you tools so you can put that stress down. So think of it this way. You know how you're cutting hair and your clients bring in all of this stress with them. And while you're cutting their hair, you're kind of cutting some of that stress away, but you're also just cutting the excess hair, the stuff that they don't need, right? They also don't need the stress. And so the hair is falling on the cape, on the floor. Eventually, you're going to take that cape off of them, dust that hair off onto the floor, and then you're going to sweep that hair up and you're going to put it in the garbage and throw it away. But what happens to the stress that they left? Mm. You don't get to sweep that away. I mean, you can, and there's some techniques that I'm going to show you, but you've got to get that stress off of you. And that is one of the things that I'm going to show you. I call it calm optimal brain. You need to go back into calm optimal brain after each client. You know how they teach you bacteriology in school? You're going to wash your hands between every client. Now, some of you aren't doing that. You're wearing those gloves and you think, and you're transferring, and you're wearing the same pair of gloves for each client. Come on now. You can put on new gloves then. You don't have to wash your hands either way, but you're going to have some protection between you and the client, any communicable diseases. Well, there are mental diseases that people can pass off to you, and you won't even know why you feel so heavy. At the end of the day, people just piled all this stuff onto you and you didn't take it off. You just took it right home and then you went to sleep with it. Maybe you took a shower. Some of you do, some of you don't. Maybe you did, but even that water is just not enough. It's part, it can, but energetically, now they're attached to you. I've got to show you some tools, some techniques to get them off of you, unplugged from you. I show you that in the group, or one-on-one. We can work together in a group. We can work together one-on-one. You just tell me what you want and I'll give it to you. But this is Beyond Barbering, and I'm going to give you a couple things. But wait, I gotta get comfortable. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah. Don't stop it. I needed my glasses. So I put something on. I took something off. Did you notice that? Okay. I'm going to talk about that later. If I don't, remember to ask me. All right. So where do we go from here? Today, we'll discuss the problem. I already gave you a little bit of that. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. Then we're going to talk about the truth. I'll explain what that means. Next, the solution. Oh, you need the solution. We're going to go into a vision session. I'm going to show you how to visualize the next step for you, the next level, what it really looks like. Uncover that idea of prosperity. I call it the presidential lifestyle. And what is the presidential lifestyle for you? And then I'm going to tell you how we can work together successfully if you want to keep going. Now, let's talk about that problem. We talked a little bit about it. The problem is you are confused about how to get where you want to be doing what you are currently doing. I know you don't want to go back to school. You definitely don't want to join a new certification class. And although we will probably eventually give a certification class, you don't necessarily have to do that right now. You just want a way that you can benefit more from the work that you're already doing, right? You are booked, but you're not building wealth. So most of your days you're cutting hair. And for many of you, you're cutting hair more days than you really want to, but still somehow you still don't feel like you have enough. Am I right? I know. And then you feel like, okay, so I don't have enough. My income has capped and I can only work so many hours. But not only that, not only is my income capped by the number of hours, but maybe the clients that I currently have don't want to pay more. And maybe they can't even pay more. Like you're at the top of their budget. They're lucky to get their haircut as much as they do. This is just, maybe a sacrifice for them, but it's a necessity. So they put it in. So maybe we find a different clientele. Not that you leave those people. We keep them and then we add additional clients. Not more hours though. And I'll tell you how to do that. So you are carrying your clients' weight, their stress, their problems, but who's carrying yours? This is really where I come in. And when I tell you about how we can work together long term, this is probably the biggest, most valuable thing that I can give you is letting you know how I can take some of that weight. And the same things that I'm going to teach you of how to get it off is what I'm going to do. I'm going to allow you to pour your stress, whatever your weight, and then I will do my work to get that off, to sweep it up and put it in the garbage. Now, what about retirement? How are you retiring? What are you doing to take your life to that to the next level. Like you can't stand behind this chair forever. And so you probably don't have a retirement plan. Now, these are some of the problems that roll through your head from time to time. And you're like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. How do I solve these? You're in the right place if any of these have come up to you, because being a barber is nothing like it. It really is such a rewarding experience and profession. And some of you just don't even know how prestigious the profession is. Another one of the things that I help you see, and that I do for free. When you join my newsletter, which if you haven't already, there's a link in this video to join the newsletter. It is, a version of it is for free. You can upgrade and get a more robust version where we get to interact more, video, forum, that kind of stuff, if you want to upgrade. But in that newsletter, I tell you how prestigious being a barber is. I'm going to build you up, because right now you might be playing with this barber industry. You don't understand what you really have in your hands. And I need you to understand it. I need you to take it more seriously. I need you to understand how professional this can go. And you might not see it. And if you don't see it, then your clients are not going to see it either. And this goes back to what I said about them needing to see you. They need to respect you more. I'll talk to you more about how they're going to do that. So part of the way that they do that is for you to respect the profession more, for you to understand what you have in your hands and how to take it to the next level. I'm going to help you do that. And the truth is, you're partially right. Like all of those problems you named, and I told you a few of the solutions, but some of those solutions created other problems. So you are partially right. You can get where you want to go doing what you are doing. And you saying, I can, but I can't figure out how, right? That's where the confusion is. I'm confused because I've actually seen successful barbers, but I don't want to own a barber school. I don't want to own a barbershop. I actually don't want to stop cutting. I know. Can I tell you a little story right here? Is that okay? Can we break for a little story? So I was a barber. I think you know that if you've been following me for a while. If you don't, if you're new here, yes, I was a barber back in the 1990s. Became licensed, and I did it for many years. And then in 2011, I stopped barbering. I went full-time as a financial advisor. I was with Morgan Stanley. I stayed there to 2016. In the middle of that, some time had overlapped. I ended up going back to school to get my master's in clinical mental health counseling. Now I blend it all together. I take this barber world, I take the finance, that's the financial part of the hypnotherapy, and the hypnotherapy being the mental health part. So I blended it all together. But there was a time when I couldn't figure out how I was going to do all of this. I was like, okay, I'm capping off. Like I'm making this, and I already back then making $75 per client. On the low end, 55, on the high end, 75 per client. But it took me about an hour and 15 minutes for each client, which is why I would go to the 75. But that's still, I was still capping off. And then once I became a financial advisor, oh my gosh, so much money. And so I got used to making so much money, but then I became a therapist, and the therapists weren't making money. And I was like, I am not going to live like this. I can't live like this. So I created this subscription-based practice, which most therapists didn't, and they were all confused. And I taught therapists how to do that. Just like I taught financial advisors how to blend the financial planning with their stock brokering, because you can buy and sell stocks for people, but that even you cut off, you kind of cap off your money there. But when you add another income stream, you have many ways to make money from even one client. So these are things that I learned over time, not because I'm some genius, but because I am efficient. That is my skill. That is my gift. I am very efficient. Two skills that I have, and like I've honed over the years. Actually, there are three. One is my intuition. That is just something my mom has taught me to use, and I'm so very good at using my intuition. But the skills part, I think that's just natural. And you have it too. I just have to show you how to use your intuition more. But the skills part is I can hear what you're not saying. I know I can hear what you're not saying. And even when you're not here, like I can hear what you're not saying. And so when I'm cutting a client's hair, or when I'm with a financial advising client or a therapy client, I can go deeper and have insight. But guess what? I think you have that too. I think that you hear something and you notice what you don't hear. And you're like, wait, but have you thought about blah, 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 blah? And they're like, no, I never thought about that. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that I do for people all the time. And then the other thing I said, the efficiency. I'm just really good at making things, seeing how things work together, how they can work together better, how they can work together faster, like faster, better, stronger. Those are just, skills that I have. So I can show you how to be more efficient, how to take one thing and make it do two or three things. I'm not a multitasker. When I'm present, I'm present. I do one thing and one thing only. I'm just all there, completely there. However, I can make that all there be two things at once. And that's what I want to show you. So yes, you're partially right. You are the thing that you're doing right now. What you're doing is fine. It's the way that you're doing it. You're going to have to change the way that you're doing the thing that you're doing, because there's a missing piece. And it's not more hours. It's a different system. And that different system is going to enhance what you're already doing, because some of what you're doing is working and you want to keep doing those things that are working. You always want to do what's working, but you need to figure out what's not working. And that might be where you're confused. I'll just pause for a little insight break right there. I'm so silly. So the solution, let's talk about that. The solution is, it's right in front of you, but it might not have occurred to you. So because you've built the foundation, like it's all there. You've built the foundation. Now you need to build a house on that foundation. So you built the foundation, but there's no like house, and maybe you use the shell of a house, but you need to separate, build out the rooms and make it really comfortable in a place you really want to spend more time in. And it needs to look like you want it to look. This is why we're going to do the vision session, because the house, you have to visualize what it looks like before you start building it. And the vision session is going to bring that out of you. But you have the foundation. But what may not have occurred to you is how to get the same clients you have to do more business with you. They might pay more, yes, for their haircut. They might be paying for other things. They might be paying for products that you offer them. They might be paying for a subscription. They might be paying for tools or resources. You might even have affiliate products. For example, the mental health things that I offer to you, to barbers. You might say, well, hey, this controllable thing, this would work for my clients too. Can I offer it to my clients? Absolutely, you can. And every client that buys it, you would get a referral fee. So there are things like that you could offer your clients, where you didn't do anything but just tell them, here, click the link. And by telling them click the link and sign up, then you just made a couple dollars. And so if you're doing that, if you have, I don't know, let's just say 50 clients, 100 clients, and even half of them, you have 100 clients and half of them buy it, then you have money coming in. Whether if they buy a one-off or if they buy a subscription, another subscription, then you make money every single time that they renew their subscription. And it is an auto-renew subscription. So you're making money doing nothing else. You already did the work. You told them to click the link and they did. So things like that. Now I went deep on that one. I could go deep on the other ones, but that's something we talk about somewhat. I do talk about that a little bit in the journal, the Prosperous Barber Journal. That's the newsletter that you can get in your inbox every week. It takes 5 minutes for you to read it, and you'll get a mental health tip. You'll get a money tip. I should say a mental health system, a money system, and a business system. And those three things that you get, and I just told you one, like the affiliate link that you can give people and you get paid, and they get the thing that they want. Now that could be anything. I see that in products, like you can one time, let's say a massager, because massaging the stress out of your body is something that I teach you, and I'll teach you that you can get them, like I said, the mental health subscription that I have. that could be part of what you offer them. So things like that. And then after I give you the business strategy tip, I give you that, did you know? Like, this is how you become more prestigious. You need to feel like a prosperous barber. And part of the way you feel like a prosperous barber, yes, you need to make a certain amount of money. Yes, you need to have a look or, field, a customer, the right customers, all those things that you want that make you feel prosperous. But there's a thing you need to know about who you are as a barber and what you bring to somebody's life. And that is what I will remind you. And those 4 things are what you get, and usually a YouTube video. So that's what comes in the Prosperous Barber Journal. It is a weekly newsletter, and I would advise you to subscribe to it. Link is in the description of this video. Next thing that I want to share with you is that, so you set the foundation, you have the clients coming in, and you're working a certain amount of hours. Maybe you work Tuesday through Saturday. Maybe you want your Saturday back to hang out with your kids. Maybe your, kids go to extracurricular activities and you miss those games and you want to be there. Maybe that you would prefer a different schedule. Maybe you want to work early in the morning, later at night. You might find it difficult to change that. And so that's something that's where I come in. I'll tell you another story. So I've been thinking about coming back to barbering. Oh, let's fix that. So I've been thinking about coming back to barbering, but then I thought about, I've been looking at the what's available. And because the industry has changed a lot since 2011 and when I stopped cutting. And I noticed that on average, barbers are making somewhere between $40 and on the high end, $80 a cut. I mean, that would maybe even include the beard, all the things. And that would be a pay cut for me, probably like half. Like that would give me a 50% pay cut, which would be quite excruciating and not something that I am willing to do right now. I know that this means that I would be going outside of what people are used to paying for a haircut, but that's because I will be offering more than they are used to getting. And yes, they'll get their haircut, but because I am a mental health practitioner, I am a counselor, I can also offer them what they're not getting, because they're not going to counseling, they're not going to take care of their mental health. And this is the first day of Men's Health Awareness Month, and you need to be paying attention to your health, including your mental health. And so if they're not doing that, coming to sit in my barber chair will allow them to do that. But they're not going to get that mental health counseling care for free. And in that chair, that won't be quote unquote a counseling session. However, it's very similar skills that I will be using. And just like you, now, yes, I have been trained, and now, yes, I have a master's degree, but there are some things when it comes to wellness, because my master's degree is what helps me with mental illness. But you don't need a master's degree for wellness. And so I am separating the wellness from the illness. Now, if I am treating someone with a mental illness, that is completely different than what I would do to somebody that is already well, and they just need to maintain that wellness. Now, maybe this is like what I would consider surgery, or like recovery after surgery. And this is what I would consider like maintenance or prevention. So this is prescription. This is more like vitamin, over the counter stuff. So I teach barbers how to do the over the counter stuff, the stuff you don't need a pharmacist for, right? This you need a pharmacist for, the prescription. You need a doctor to write the prescription. You need a therapist to go through these mental illness techniques to get you over your illness. But if you're just keeping your wellness, maintaining it, or preventing yourself from getting ill, that's something different. It's almost like mental health first aid, or what paramedics do. You don't need a doctor, MD. MD is not going to come, the paramedics, and give you CPR, put you on a stretcher, and take you to the hospital. And so that same kind of thing is what I teach barbers to do, or train barbers to do. And that's what I would do in my shop. My own self sync is the name of the system. My own self sync studio. And so because of that, because blending all of that together, my price is going to be more than what it was when I was a therapist, because now I'm adding the haircut. I mean, I would give them the haircut for free because I just love doing therapy. I doing cutting hair is work. Is work. It takes a lot out of you. You have to really pay attention, especially if you do precision cutting and shear cutting. And if you stand up behind that chair a lot. So that you definitely pay me for. I don't necessarily know that I would do that for free. Therapy, I would. But so what I am creating now is a combination between those. And including my finances. So the financial hypnotherapy is what you get when you come and see me. You might not be talking about money that day, but money is the number one cause of stress, whether you have a little of it or a lot of it. And because money is the number one cause of stress, it links to some other things. Like maybe you wish you could spend more time with your kids, but why can't you spend more time with the kids? Because you're at work. And why are you at work? Because you want to make more money. We're back at money. Okay, got it. Maybe you want to do something, take your wife on vacation. And you're like, oh, what? And I'm talking you, when I say you, anybody, it could be your husband, wife, whatever. You want to take yourself, your wife, person on vacation. And you can't take them on vacation. Why? Because maybe you don't have enough money to do that. Back to money. So the vacation gets put off, or maybe you only be able to take one vacation a year. You wish you could take a vacation every quarter. You see what I'm saying? So it comes back to money a lot. And because it comes back to money so often, we really have to address the money more often than not. And barbers are not necessarily trained to do that. So that's another thing you get in training when you work with me. Now, you have your foundation. We're going to congratulate you for that. You've done a great job. You've built a great business, and you're doing fine. You want more. And so we need to build you this house. But then you really need to know, what does this house look like? I'm not really sure. And like, how big is it? And how many cars, garage, and how, where is this house located? That kind of thing. So we really need to get clear on that. And some of this house, we needed to look a certain way, things that you might not know yet. But some of these things you may already know. So we're going to take what you already know to the next level. And you're going to get new revenue streams doing what you already do. Do you already refer your clients to things? Do you talk about movies you've seen? Do you talk about restaurants you've gone to? Do those restaurants pay you? Okay. So that might be an opportunity right there. Things like that. If you are referring clients places, if you are connecting people, maybe you are the person that knows everybody maybe you're in this, small town, or just a town where you are the connector. You are the center of influence. Maybe you can put together a directory of all the things. There are a lot of different options. We're going to look at what your skills are, your talents are. We're not going to add anything that's outside of your wheelhouse. Something that's easy is probably something you've already done or been doing and just been doing for free. Let's see how you can get paid for it. So those are some of the things we do in the Prosperous Barber League. And when you join that membership, or whether you decide to do it in a group or one-on-one, it takes you to I'm just thinking about, I see you. Okay, I'm seeing your vision before you even do it. Let's get there. So the vision is another problem that we didn't talk about. So the problem when it comes to this vision is that you probably had a vision before, and then some things got in the way of it, and your vision might have gotten blurry. Or it got chipped away at, like, oh, well, you got a piece of a vision, and like, oh, you can't see these other pieces, or maybe you got part of it done, but not the other parts. And maybe somebody else's vision got in the way. Maybe now you became a barber. You wouldn't even want a barbershop, but somebody said that's what you needed to do. And now you bought a barbershop and you're like, this ain't exactly how I wanted to do it. But now, so maybe we now need to redesign your vision that includes this barbershop that maybe feels like a little bit of a burden. We'll figure that out. It is all figure outable. And the first step in doing that is the vision. And what is the vision? Let's define that. The vision is what you see for yourself. What wakes you up in the morning? Now, there are things that keep you up at night. Like that's what the title of this podcast is. What keeps you up at night? There are things that keep you up at night, but there are things that wake you up in the morning. And that vision is part of what wakes you up in the morning. Those things that you're like, oh my gosh, the sun can't come up fast enough for you to get back to it. That's what I want you to experience again. That's what you need to get in your life. That is what's missing. And the work that we're going to do together is going to be built around that vision. And my job is to keep that vision top of mind, to keep it the main thing, to keep giving you tunnel vision so that you're not looking here or there, that you're always here. And if you get off your path, my job is to get you back on. It's to say, that's not what you said you wanted. Get back over here. Is to recalculate, reroute you back to, you know how sometimes when you turn on your GPS and you get off, and the GPS is like, I'm putting you back on route so you can get where you said you wanted to go. Yeah, that's me. I'm like your GPS. But you have to know this vision. This is why I do this vision session. A lot of times I do it for free because we can't even work together if you don't see your vision. There's nothing I can do for you if you don't see your vision. There's nothing your GPS can do for you if you do not put that address in there. If you just tell your GPS to take me somewhere, it is not going to respond. So you've got to put the address in and you've got to tell it where you want to go and hit start. So you putting the address in this vision, this free vision session that we're doing, and then you saying, yes, I want to start, you clicking go, that's you clicking the link for us to work together long-term or short-term. That is how we get started. So what does prosperity look like for you? Now, I'm asking you that question in conscious brain. And in conscious brain, you might answer one thing. But in subconscious brain, you might answer a little bit differently. And I'm going to talk to you in conscious brain first. And then I'm going to take you to subconscious brain. Because that's where the magic is. That's where it really holds the vision. The vision that right now is suppressed. You're doing what you need to do to survive. Maybe you're in striver mode. You're like, oh, hustle, 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 hustle. You're just striving. But you want to get to thriving. You want to thrive. And I can get you there. And it starts with your vision. So when we do this vision, we start with where you are now. Before we go anywhere, we just look at where you are now. But most importantly, how you feel right now. Yeah, check in with that. And in this moment, you might feel a little excited, a little curious, whatever. Okay, check that. But how do you feel when you leave the day at the end of the barber day? Now, on a Monday, if you're watching this on a Monday, how do you feel? So your off day, are you freaking tired? Are you even off on Monday? It's just a slower day for you. Are you running errands? Like, are you just like, oh, never ending, feel grindy? Yeah, hustle, tired. Maybe that's how you feel. Maybe you feel excited, like, oh, I'm on my way. Things are happening. I love this. This is it. I made it, but I want more. What do you feel? Maybe you feel some negativity. Maybe you feel some positive. There could be a blend of things. Where are you when it comes physically Do you have a barbershop? Do you rent a chair? Are you on commission? Like, where are you? Just notice where you are before we go off thinking and visualizing and wandering through the possibilities. What is your current reality? No judgment. Don't judge it. Just where are you? What are you feeling? And we need to know where you want to go. Now, I'm going to ask you that right now in conscious brain, but I also want you to be thinking about that in more of a like if you didn't let doubt, that's the word I want to use. If you didn't let doubt get in the way, if you didn't let doubt get in the way, where would you go? It doesn't have to be anything that you know for sure you can do. Just what would you like? Now we're going to take you to your subconscious brain, that like childlike vision that you have for yourself before. What they say, the kids say, delulu. Yeah, we're going to let you be delusional, but it is not delusional. It's very possible. But then what's in the way? What's in the way? Who told you couldn't do it? Maybe that voice of somebody who says, oh, you'll never amount to anything. Maybe having kids, you say, is in the way. Maybe being married is in the way. Maybe money itself. We talked about that, money being the number one cause of stress. Maybe you feel like that's in the way. What's in the way of now and next? What's in the way of now and next? Now, this is what we uncover in the Prosperous Barber League. This is where the financial hypnotherapy comes in, where we kind of wash away some of those maladaptive, those habits that no longer serve you, because you're doing some things right now that you wish you would stop doing. They tell you that doing the same thing, expecting a different result, is the definition of insanity, but it's not. It's the definition of humanity. We all do it. We all do the same thing, expecting a different result because the brain goes towards familiar. It goes towards familiar and away from unfamiliar. Right now, I am unfamiliar to you. And more when you see me, the more familiar I will become, the more your brain will want to come towards me. But right now, it's saying, I don't know about what this lady is talking about. Oh, it sounds hard. It sounds confusing. It sounds like too much. I'll just keep doing what I've already been doing. But is that working? It's working enough, but is it working to get you to next? Or is it going to keep you in now? Well, you keep doing the same thing and you keep getting the same thing. I would repeat that, but you heard me. You heard me. So what's possible? That's what we have to go into your subconscious brain for. Your subconscious brain is where you dream. And when I say dream, I don't mean like it's not possible, Disney, oh, wish upon a star. No, I mean dream up, create, visualize. Picasso visualized the Mona Lisa, dreamed up the Mona Lisa. It ain't that hard. If Picasso did it, then it's possible, right? So you can dream up what you want to dream up and create it. You might not paint like Picasso, but you cut hair like Picasso. And then you can do whatever you want to add to cutting hair like Picasso. Now, I don't know why I chose Picasso as the example, that's what popped up. So for some of you who are artistic, that resonated with you. But trust me, you do not have to be artistic to get to your next level. In fact, most of the people that I work with who get to their next level are more business engineering, using their brains than they are their art. But you, as an artist, have been told that if you are an artist, and when I say artist, I don't necessarily mean you paint or draw, you have your own art. Even cutting hair is an art. Just the way that you create, the way you strategize, the way you think, that silence that you understand that most people don't. And they're like, wow, what made you say that? How did you know that? There are things you just don't know. There's an art to being you. And it's time to be more of that. So let's go into this vision session. It's something I want to share with you, but I need to see you. I'm going to give you a little taste of it, but we're not going to do it this way on YouTube. I need to see you. The most responsible way for me to do hypnotherapy with you is to be with you. Now, of course, you'll probably find some hypnotherapy sessions here on YouTube, just recorded, and I even have some here and on Insight Timer. But this vision session, I really want to go deeper with you. I want you to be able to ask me questions at the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this vision session, and I'm going to give you a link so you can join the Prosperous Barber Journal, the free journal, and you will get the full vision session in there because you've got to see your vision, and you've got to do it in a way that you know. And we've already talked for almost an hour now. So I've used a lot of your conscious brain space. I want you to come into this vision session fresh. So if you feel comfortable, I'm going to go off camera, and I want you to, because I don't want you to focus on me. I want you to focus on you. So that's why I'm going to go off camera. And first, look me in my eye. Wait, did I just say that? That look both of them. Look me in my eyes and tell me that if for the next 5 or 6 or 7 minutes, if you feel so good, so calm, optimal, that you get in touch with a side of yourself that you hadn't felt in a while, that you will click the link and you will get the full vision session. Promise me that. Okay, it's a promise. All right, I'm going to turn off the camera, my camera. Told you I'm not all that techie. And then I am going to go here because this is all you need to see right now. And if you feel, comfortable, if you don't feel comfortable, get into a comfortable position. Just find a comfortable position. You can have your feet on the ground. You can keep your eyes open if you like. And you can just stare at a spot on the floor, the ceiling, the wall. Just stare at that spot and just let that spot fade. Where it's like the only thing you see. Everything else just doesn't matter anymore. And as you stare at that spot, your eyes will blink. As your eyes blink, just notice your breath. Each blink will bring you more calm, more peaceful, more relaxed. As you focus on the spot, eyes blinking, notice your breath. Each breath will bring you more calm, more peaceful, more relaxed. As you focus on the spot, eyes blinking, notice your breath. Allow your breath to slow down. And as your breath slows down, your heart rate slows down. Very good. And if your eyes are still open and you're still focused on that spot, your eyes are still blinking and you're noticing your breath and it's slower. And your heart rate is slower. You're feeling more calm. You're sinking into the surface underneath you, feeling more calm. And if your eyes are still open, but maybe you find it easier to just close your eyes, you can on the next out breath, just breathe, sinking. You could even feel like you're floating. Maybe you feel some physiological changes. Whatever you feel, just notice your body, notice how comfortable you feel, calm, optimal. And you can come back to this feeling anytime you want to. Just ask your brain to give you a symbol that represents this calm, optimal feeling. Whatever comes up, trust your brain. Could be something you're familiar with, could be something new. And if it has a color, just see the color. If it has a sound, hear the sound. Just notice this symbol, your symbol, that represents calm, optimal brain. Notice the size of it. And if you can't see it, just sense it. Sense the symbol. And you can return to this calm, optimal brain feeling anytime you want to by just recalling this symbol. And this is your symbol, your anchor. You can use it at the beginning of your day, in the middle of your day, the end of your day, whenever you need it. It's there for you. Just breathe. Deep belly breathing. As you sink, just recall your symbol. And just like that, you'll go quickly, calmly, and deeply to calm optimal brain state. And everything you need, you have inside of you already, including this symbol. Just let it out. And now we're going to take this symbol from your subconscious brain to your conscious brain as we count from 1 up to 5. Take in that first step, 1, and the next, 2, moving up, 3, almost there, 4, and all the way up, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eyes open, wide awake. What was that like for you? Now, that was a little small calm optimal brain session. That wasn't our full vision session, but maybe you were able to visualize that symbol. And in visualizing that symbol, it allows you to use your brain in a way that maybe you're not used to using it. Maybe it allows you to use your brain in a way that you haven't used it in a long time. But this is what we do in a full vision session. And I am going to give you that by just clicking the link. You'll get the full session. And when you get that full session, you're going to imagine your life, that house, but not just the house. And I use the house figuratively, but you're going to imagine your house, the house you'd love to live in. You might already have your dream house. So what's next? Maybe it's another place that you want to go. Maybe it's not a house. Maybe it's a place you want to visit. Maybe it's people you want to see. Maybe the kind of clients you want to have. Maybe the type of day you want. All of that will come in your vision session. This vision session is so powerful. It's one of my favorite things to do. And it's the way that I usually get to meet you. So I'm going to give you the recording so you can do it on your own. And after you listen to the visual, do the vision session, if you want to go to the next level, then I'll give you some instruction on how to do that. Right now, the next step I want you to take is a step into the Prosperous Barber Journal. It's a free newsletter where you get to get tips just like this one, the Calm Optimal Brain, every week. And you also get a money system, a business system, and a little bit of prestige. Did you know? Did you know this about what it means to be a barber? And then if you want to take that further, you can get a little bit deeper. I'll tell you a little bit about what that might be. That will be you and I meeting every week. But that might be too much. And you say, you know what? I'm not ready to meet every week with you. I got a vision, but I'm not ready yet. Now, if you want to meet every week, if you got your vision and you're ready to go, then we meet every week, and every single week we get you where you need to-dos, tasks, to actions. No more talking. But if you're still in that talking mode, you might want to join the group, not the one-on-one. And when you join the group, then what will happen is you will get a video from me every single week. You won't get that from the free journal, but you will get that in the league. So that video you get every single week will take you even deeper into some mental health systems that are going to help you. Remember, we talked about how you're going to sweep up that hair and get all of those things that your clients dump on you off. Yes, those are the kind of systems I'm going to give you every single week. And then we meet twice a month and we talk about the money, how to earn, grow, protect, gift, and enjoy your money. Yes, but in that order, and how you navigate the money cycle is going to determine your lifestyle. So we don't want you to go from earning it to enjoying it because you forget to grow it and protect it, and even gifting it helps it recycle. So we need to show you how to navigate that money cycle. These are the things that we'll do live. You'll get me live, and I can tell you how to apply all of this to your specific situation. And you get the forum where you get to talk with other barbers going through the same things you are, or different things. But you guys are there to support each other. So you have me, you have each other, you have the systems, and you have your next level to get to, and you have your vision. So that's all for now. I am so glad that we got a chance to hang out together. And I have a vision of how we work together, but I really want to hear from you. So either you can comment below, you can jump into you can get the Prosperous Barber Journal, which that'll give you an opportunity to interact with me because you can do comments there. And those are more private. Here, there's not very much privacy, but in the Prosperous Barber Journal, there is more privacy. There is place where you can have some comments, and then there's just, I'll show you ways that we can work together. There's so much we can do together. So let this be the beginning of our relationship, and I will see you sooner. Love you muchly. And you know what? This is just one episode. There are so many more episodes of the What's Keep You Up at Night podcast. This one was really long and full, and I gave you a lot of tools. Sometimes I will be giving you like real advice, sharing if you send me a message and tell me what really truly is keeping you up at night. And the only way you can do that is to be part of the Prosperous Barber Journal. So I will see you sooner. Love you muchly.